how can adults help youth develop self-regulation skills and goal setting?
Well, you need to have in these youth development programs a mentor who stays with you in a positive, committed way and has skills to work with you in a positive way for at least a year, so that the effects of mentoring can be solidified and sustained. Adults need to know that they are the most important models and mentors in promoting not only a vision of a positive future, not only showing that the young person matters because they're investing in them, but modeling those self-regulation skills that will be a convoy for the young person to move forward. So you either mentor for the better or you mentor for the worse. Mm-hmm. So we need to train adults to understand that they're the most important contextual resource in the lives of young people. The adult, from his or her own experience or by mentoring the young person, to look at resources that talk about how you set up a goal hierarchy, how you put together the antecedent shorter-term goals to reach a longer-term goal management and organization. Mm-hmm. Adults can model that through their own experience, or they can be a convoy with the young person, guiding them to the resources necessary. The adult can be the guide to helping them figure out, how do I optimize this goal for me, given my interest in the settings that I'm in? Compensation is a huge task. When we fail, we feel badly. Adults need to explain to kids that they've failed and that they've shown resilience, that they've been able to bounce back and keep moving forward. So honesty and authenticity of the adult is critical here. And to keep being the cheerleader for the young person, to find a way to effectively compensate or to choose another goal.
So how can youth development programs help youth in self-regulation, skill making, and also with goal setting?
Well, first, the programs need to know that they need to do that. Mm-hmm. So they need to know that they are the models and mentors for shaping or enhancing the unfolding, if you will, the emergence of these critical attributes of the young person. Then they need to be given the tools to allow them to use in actually mentoring the young person. So first, mm-hmm. you need to know that you have to do this. Mm-hmm. Then you need to be given the tools and the instructions in using those tools to do it. And then, again, picking up on Gene Rhodes' work, you need to do it in a sustained, positive way so that the young person knows you will be there as their guide and support throughout the process. We need to make being a youth-serving professional a higher status, better paid, more sustainable profession, so that the people who get trained and have the commitment to young people can stay in it and still have an adult life that they can live, follow the American dream themselves. Mm-hmm. But if we keep on giving them low status, low wages, they'll keep on dropping out, there'll be turnover, and ultimately that'll be problematic for young people.
Yes. You've identified that when youth contribute back and give back to society, you call that contribution as a part of thriving. How is self-regulation play a role in contribution, and how does contribution
That's
play
actually
a role?
An excellent question. So way back at the beginning of this interview, we talked about the fact that these mutually influential relations between people and their world are the fundamental fact of life. Whether we're talking about an amoeba or an adolescent, there are these bi-directional relations. That's what life is. Thriving occurs when what the child does to the world helps that world be positive and sustained, and in turn, when the world feeds back to the child, protecting, nurturing, and supporting the child. What does the young person contribute to that bi-directional exchange? The young person's contribution is, if you will, fulfilling that social contract, mm-hmm. saying, I am a young person with the characteristics of thriving that allow me to make a positive difference in the world, to support the world that's supporting me. What goes into that? Well, those are the other C's that mm-hmm. I talk about. You have to have competence to govern yourself cognitively, behaviorally, emotionally. You have to have confidence that you're a young person who can make a positive difference. You have to understand that you need to be positively connected to the world, to parents, teachers, coaches, mentors. You need to have compassion or caring to try to make the world a better place, and ultimately you need character. You need to have a sense of a moral compass, a commitment and integrity to do what's right to make yourself and the world more positive. When you put those 5 C's together, competence, connection, character, and caring, you're going to get a young person who is impelled by who he or she is to make a positive contribution to self, to family, to community, and ultimately to civil society, to democracy. And that contribution will be the person's way of expressing this bi-directional and mutually beneficial relation with their world.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rich, for your great knowledge and contribution to youth thriving.
Thank you.